Today I'm trying a new game called Scarlet Hollow. This is a horror story narrative game by Black Tabby Games. You may be familiar with Black Tabby Games as they are the creator of Slay the Princess, which is another hit game that they've made and recently updated in the last year, I want to say. Scarlet Hollow is a little bit different. It is an episodic game. So far, 4 episodes are out so far. The 5th one's supposed to come out in 2025. Black Tabby Games is an indie developer made by 2 people, so it does take them a while to hand draw all the images that you see in the game and create all the text and the different pathways. But I wanted to at least launch into the 4 episodes that exist right now, and then we can always revisit the game whenever episode 5 comes out. So let's get started. Okay, so it's asking for my name, so I'm going to use a nickname. Okay, so I'm not going to dox myself because I know how the internet is. So I'm going to pick a random city in the United States. And then I can choose my pronouns. So he, him, they, them, she, her. And since it does not impact gameplay, so that's good to know. You get to pick 2 traits. I don't know what this is going to mean in the future, but here's the 2 that I think we're going to pick between these 7. So powerful build, tough as nails, the pinnacle of fitness, an imposing presence that commands the room with a mean right hook, mystical, which is strange and unusual. You can see the threads of reality in ways others cannot. Talk to animals. You can talk to animals. Animals can talk to you. A gift and a curse. Street smart. You're good at lying and hard to lie to. Fast talker. You can read people and read the room. No door can hold you. Keen eye. So observant with a knack for picking up small details. Very empathetic. Book smart, which means you're well-read and rational, possess a wealth of esoteric knowledge and know when to use it, a talented researcher, and then hot. So extremely good looking, a natural flirt. People just like you because you're a good person. I want to pick 2 different ones because I feel like book smart and keen eye are kind of similar. Having a lot of knowledge, picking up on detail. I like book smart for one. And I guess maybe mystical, strange and unusual. I wonder if that's going to help me. So we're going to try these 2. I may have to do a separate playthrough with different options to see if how that affects dialogue, because I'm not sure what they mean by that. Let's hop right into it. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you've only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again and exhausted. For a moment, you're hazy on the details of exactly where here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops and seedy despots which would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You normally wouldn't find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. But it was also more than just the social pressures of the invitation that pushed you to accept. Something has been tugging you back to this place your entire life. There was no choice to be made because you have always going to find your way here. So when your cousin called, you knew it had to be done. And now, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So anyways, I was saying, oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. At first, you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff, pushing joggers into the harbor, that kind of thing. That doesn't seem like normal prank stuff to me. It seems very aggressive. Oh, dialogue already. Okay, so we have several options. Wait, what? Dude, what's wrong with you? Hell yeah, sounds awesome. Why are you talking to me? That seems a little rude. Or remain silent. Remaining silent reminds me of the Telltale games. So if anyone played Telltale games back in the day, like the Walking Dead series, being silent is always an option for dialogue. So I'm glad to see that in this game as well. I'm just gonna say, wait, what? Wait, what? Like, you know, teen stuff. Anyways, this girl comes up to me, swinging her purse, yelling about how she's gonna call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend, and he said it hurt a lot. So I guess she really was mad and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough, she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked, so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year. So it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like, for real. And geez, you just ever get so mad you just want to, like, kill somebody? I don't know. Not sure about that. Like, people are allowed to break up with you. Especially when he sounds like he's pretty shitty. Who pushes people into the harbor? Oh, there's so many options. Okay. Threaten, I could say I kind of feel like killing someone right now. I've never felt that way. No. Yeah, all the time. What's wrong with you? Or smile and pretend he didn't just say that. Probably gonna smile and pretend he didn't just say that. This man sounds like he's not well mentally. You smile and pretend he didn't just say that. He's like, I knew you'd get me. We understand each other. Somebody trying to break your heart, that changes a person. Makes them want to do things they never thought they'd want to do. I don't know how he took my silence as agreeing. I just didn't say anything. I honestly could have killed that woman. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I always wanted to go there. Wow, he sounds like a real stand-up guy. You got a baby on the way and you may just fly the coop. I could say, have you thought about seeing a therapist? What's wrong with you? Haha, that's very interesting. Smart move. Get out while you can. Remain silent. I think we're going to stay silent because, bro, I don't know what's going on here. You sit awash in horror, but doing your best to keep a neutral face as this man admits he thought about murdering his soon-to-be mother of his child, a child whose birth he's currently missing, and considering ditching to go have fun in New York. Right, like, he doesn't sound like a good person. Anyways, where'd you say you were headed? Right, I don't know if I want to tell him that. So I could say I'm coming home. I didn't. Scarlet Hollow, just a small town, you probably never heard of it, or don't answer. I like the silent route. I don't want to tell him where I'm going because this man could follow me off the bus or want to change. He doesn't even know where he's going, so he could change his mind. Or I could be cryptic and be like, I'm coming home. Maybe I'll be cryptic. I'm coming home. My mother fled this place many years ago, but she's gone now, and I can feel it calling me back. Some things can only be put off for so long. The young man anxiously shifts in his seat. For one perceptible moment, it's his turn to feel uncomfortable before he catches himself and heartily laughs. Oh, you must be talking about Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in the mountains. That's the only other stop until this bus turns around. So if you aren't getting off at my stop, you must be headed up that way. Almost nobody ever goes there. I'm usually alone on the bus by now. Although, actually, I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the Holler, you see. And there always a job listing or two on the boards around here. I never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks. But my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from them in a while, now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook, see how they're doing up there. Hope they didn't die. He looks back at his phone, for one focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, and I don't want to carry them anymore. Tip, sometimes picking a dialogue option establishes new facts about who you are. Oh, so I could say, nice, I love boiled peanuts. I could take the peanuts. I could say, no thanks, screw you, and screw your peanuts. I'm actually allergic to peanuts or eat the peanuts. I'm definitely not eating them. Who knows where that came from, and it's dripping. So what is it dripping from? Like, is there a sauce with that? I'm just gonna say no thanks. You put your hand up to say no. I'm not really hungry. There's still a good 45 minutes left in your journey, pal, assuming nothing goes wrong. Best to have them on hand. The young man sets the peanuts down on the seat next to you. The juices dribble out through the bottom of the bag and onto the upholstery, instantly soaking them in peanut brine. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. Thank God. Like, this man, I'm so glad he didn't try to follow us anywhere. And just like that, you're alone. The stranger's peanuts soaking in the seat across from you. It just sounds so gross. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow. End of the line. Almost there. I love this bus schedule. They do not want to be in this town. I like how it arrives on a Monday at 11 and leaves on a Monday at 11:01. So they only come once a week? The bus finally comes to a stop. Its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk. Though for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the door behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Hey, Bree. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. This is your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. Alright, so Tabitha, we can give her a hug, we can say hi, give her condolences, or say silence. Probably condolences. We don't really know her well enough to give her a hug. I'm so sorry for your loss, Tabitha. Yes, great, thank you. Let's get back to the estate. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. She seems like a bundle of joy. I mean, I guess she just lost her mom, so that makes sense, but she could be a little bit more inviting. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Okay, dialogue options labeled Explore can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths, so choose carefully. Oh, okay. I see what they're saying. How are you holding up? I guess we're both members of the Dead Moms Club. So the funeral, can't believe we never actually met before this. I guess can't believe we never met. I can't believe we never actually met before this. You have your mom to thank for that. Or had, I guess. You can feel the same careless cruelty in Tabitha's words that your mom would use when she talked about Pearl Ann and the old Scarlets. Seems like there's a beef there. The wound that tore your family apart runs deep enough that it bled through the generations. Oh. Okay. So we can ask her, you sound like her right now. That was unnecessary, which I agree. She did not have to make it sound like that. Is there bad blood between us? I wish I'd known about you. Yeah. Hey, Dead Moms Club, remain silent. I want to know. This is actually fair. You sound like her right now, my mother. She hated this side of the family so much. We don't have to become our parents. There are some things in life we get to choose. That's a very mature response. She's the one that left. Oh, the sass. Okay, so let's tell me about the funeral. So the funeral, it's on a Sunday, right? Yup. Like I told you. God damn. You know, Tabitha seems like she's got a chip on her shoulder. Geez, that's almost a whole week. Need any help planning? Have you worked out the details yet? Remain silent. Probably silence, because Tabitha is just... nothing's the right answer for Tabitha. You decide it's best not to say anything in response. Yeah, we're just going to stay silent. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. Because that's what she wants. Her whole vibe is like, I want to be in the silence. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you. Someone used to cramped apartments in gray cities. Your mom told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare to what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. You're hit with the blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold and into the foyer. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. This cannot be safe for us to stay here. Why is this house falling apart? Like, the steps are destroyed, the landing, the banisters are destroyed. That window has a crack or something in it. The fireplace looks like it's never been cleaned ever. Like, this can't be safe. Not Tabitha again. God. She's like, welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. This is going to be a very long week, Tabitha, if you don't get this look off your face. I'm sick of Tabitha already, and I know I'm here for her and her grieving, but no. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. It's like, ooh. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. God damn, Tabitha. Do you even want me here? Is there a hotel? Because now I only want to stay here. I want out. So my choices are: the architecture reminds me of the Bitmore estate. Cool thing. So you live here. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Which is a lie. The place is falling apart. I thought y'all were loaded. Why can't you afford to fix this dump? I'm not going to say that. That's very disrespectful. The architecture here is breathtaking, chateau-esque style reminiscent of the Biltmore Estates. Okay. She says, color me marginally impressed. I didn't have you pegged as cultured. That's rich coming from someone in a town that only has one fucking bus once a week. Like, you are in the middle of nowhere. So please, what culture are you getting exposed to out here? Believe it or not, this estate actually predates the Biltmore by nearly 3 decades. It used to be the crown jewel of the region, but times have changed and the attentions of the masses are ever so fickle. Shall we begin the tour? Follow me. Well, she seemed to soften up a little bit. I guess talking about the house was what she needed. I don't know. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. I'm not walking this at night, because this already seems like a problem. We got doors coming off the hinges, sink full of stuff, more cracked windows. Like, where are all the other guests? Are we the only people for this funeral? Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jam. That's not food. I'm not a child. You don't got no meat? Where's the protein? As Tabitha speaks, your eyes are drawn to the windows in the overgrown garden outside. Dread and anxiety grip your lungs, and you can almost feel the ground beneath you start to slip. This place is a step away from being swallowed up and vanishing forever. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can assess the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Tip: some explore options prevent you from taking others. Choose carefully. Oh goodness, we have so many options. Starting at the top, this place isn't safe. Something feels wrong here. I can feel the weight of the world pulling down on this place. Someone cleans this place. Yeah, that is fucking wild because it don't look like it. You said someone actually cleans this place. Have you seen that happen? I love that. Or is this person just say they did it and leave? This is so nice. It's perfect. Awesome. I love PB&J. Is there somewhere in town to buy food? What if I want ice cream? Okay, what's next? Well, I'm not going to tell her that something feels wrong here because she's not going to divulge. She wouldn't even tell us what the family beef is. Is there somewhere in town I can buy food? I might want something else to eat other than PB&J this week. Is there somewhere in town we can buy groceries? Well, aren't you fancy? Yeah, there's a general store. There's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online, though, so I wouldn't be going with you. Okay. General store, how very folksy, but I'm your guest. I actually didn't budget for groceries this week. Sweet things. I guess just sweet things. Cool. Good talk. Oh, the sass. That's why I'm not going to tell her the house feels off. Someone cleans this place. I know. I don't want to be rude. I feel like the weight of the world is pulling down this place as if the entire estate is one step away from crumbling to dust. Okay, geez, I get it. You think it's messy. I'll tell Janie to be more thorough this week, but you should know there's only so much anyone can do with a country house this old. It's always going to be a little grimy and worn, unlike your sleek city apartments. If a little dirt bothers you, you're going to have a tough time this week. All right, what's next? Because I'm not even going to talk to her about food anymore. Bathroom, follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. And as the two of you leave, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on a countertop. Oh, I don't know how it's thriving in here. Is that your cat? Pet the cat, leave the cat be. I'm going to try to pet... Oh no, I tried to pet the cat. Oh my god, before following your cousin down the hall, you decide to pet the cat. She bites you hard and hisses violently. Tabitha sighs. Damn, not bad. I didn't know I was going to do that. She's like, as you've now learned, you should not pet Frou-Frou. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Come on, the bathroom awaits. It's like, well, damn, can I get some first aid? Your cat just bit me. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights, it'll get easier to navigate these spaces. But for the time being, you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom, not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. I want to know why there's a wine glass. And like I said, they say somebody cleans in here, but it don't seem like anybody cleans in here. Yeah, this is not a bathroom that's been cleaned. Don't lie to me. You got a trash can that's full, mirror that's dirty, all this crap around the sink, a wine glass is in here, the toilet is gross, there's like splatter all back here, and what type of shower curtain is that? Like raggedy. This is not something that's been cleaned. It's a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. Right, like don't lie to me, a guest bathroom. This is the worst bathroom I've ever seen. Wait, are you sure this toilet works? Who exactly uses this bathroom? What a nice bathroom. Never mind, I don't need to go. No, we still need to go. Are you sure this toilet works? Yes. Why wouldn't it? The water bill gets paid, therefore the toilet works. Now do your business so we can move on. I'm gonna remain silent. I silently stare at the monumental task in front of you. We're just gonna do it. Not roaches. Oh my god. Bugs skitter from the bowl as you lift the seat. We're gonna do it because I don't want to have to wander back here on my own. A toilet is a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but you're doing your business. But your business needs doing, and this is as good as any place. You do what you must and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. We didn't even wash our hands? I mean, there really wasn't any soap. Okay, up next, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour, follow me. That bathroom. We really need a hotel. I'm already over it. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. It's a little bit better, even though the desk is missing some stuff. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot. It has it all. A week of sleeping in this place may give you permanent lung damage. This is where you'll be staying. The linen are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do this. So you better be grateful. I'm glad that she put in... She looks just like whoever this is in the picture. An unmistakable stain coats this room. Someone has died here. No, people have died in here. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use a dresser. It should be empty. It's like people have died here, haven't they? Because this is wild. This room is amazing. What a dump. It seems a little dusty. This room is nice. Thank you. Who used to sleep here? Yeah, who used to sleep here? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Many, many people have slept here. And now you'll sleep here, carrying on the fine tradition of bedrooms being slept in. God damn, I can't get a little bit of history? It's like people have died here, haven't they? Right? Because, bro, you're not giving me no details. I sense a heavy spiritual fog hanging over this room. People have died here, haven't they? Like I said, this house is almost 150 years old. Obviously, people have died here. Alright. This room is a nice room. Thank you. Good. You should be honored to stay in a historical landmark such as this. Every piece of furniture in this room is a genuine antique handed down through the family for generations. This is not an IKEA bedroom or whatever you're used to in the city. Guess I'll get settled. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Okay, so we got some important dialogue options coming up. So many. Okay, is there a library here? Where are you going? What am I supposed to do while you're gone? Can't you take the day off? Did I do something wrong? Or are you being a jerk to me? Are you sure you're okay? I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. Is there a library here? Is there a library in the estate? I couldn't bring too many books with me. I'm not sure what else to do with my time. There is, but like I said earlier, most of the building is off limits. And the library is in the West Wing, which is extra off limits. You're better off heading into town. I'm pretty sure there's a library there. Can you take me into town? I mean, what am I supposed to do? Did I do something wrong? You asked me to come to his funeral, but since the moment I got here, you act like I spat in your coffee. What's going on? Was it something I said? Right, because I mean, she has been very sarcastic since we got here. And she said, okay, I'm sorry. I've been testy since you've gotten here. You haven't done anything wrong. I'm just under a lot of pressure right now. Please, just stay out of my hair until later, okay? I have work to do. What kind of work do you do? I run the coal mine, same as every Scarlet who came before me, except for you and your mom. It requires a lot of time and concentration, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't keep me for long. I didn't know that we had a coal mine. I didn't know we owned a coal mine. We don't own the coal mine. I own the coal mine. Your side of the family forfeited any claim to it years ago. Can I come watch? What? No, the mine is dangerous. I can't babysit you and do my job. Good. That sounds pretty impressive and exciting. Good for you. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I don't think of it as boring or exciting in the same way I don't think of cleaning a toilet or painting a wall as either of those things. It is a task. That's a healthy mindset. Seems like a good way of looking at a job instead of convincing yourself you have to be doing the thing you love the most. It's okay to just have a job. Yeah, exactly. Would I rather be doing something else with my life? Maybe. But I know I had to take over the company. So why think about other stuff that I could be doing? Can she give me a ride into town? Can you take me into town before you leave? No, it's just down the hill. You can walk there yourself. Damn, down the hill? Okay, I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Your cousin leaves to the front door, and now it's just you. You and the sprawling, decrepit estate. Oof. I don't know what to do. I guess we'll try to eat something, but I also kind of want to see the forbidden wings of the estate. Let's not get too crazy yet. You haven't had anything to eat all day. The only things louder than your stomach right now are the creaks and moans of this ancient place. A PB&J sounds exactly like what you need to take on the rest of the day. You head to the kitchen. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task given the state of this place, but the aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. To get started, you'll probably need to find some peanut butter, some jelly, bread, a plate, and a knife. Definitely not approaching the cat, because he's already scratched me once now. I can search the fridge, search the pantry, search the cabinets, check out the garden, or I'm not hungry anymore. Let's try cabinets. The cabinet must be where Tabitha keeps the dishware, and oddly enough, the utensils. So I can grab a plate and butter knife. I can grab a bowl. I can examine the mug, examine the shot glass, or close the cabinet. Why is there a shot glass? It reads, I survived Deb's 50th. Your aunt's name was Pearl Ann, so this wasn't her 50th. From the few stories you've heard about your mom, Pearl Ann wasn't the type to have kitschy friends who gave out themed shot glasses at their birthday parties. Let's examine the mug. It reads, I was blown away at Blowing Rock, North Carolina. So your aunt and cousin actually traveled sometimes, even if it was only a few hours from the estate. Maybe you can route your return trip through Blowing Rock. It would be nice to see the local sites before returning home. All right, let's get this plate. You grab a plate and a butter knife. Now all you need is some actual food. Do we need a bowl? You reach for a bowl, but you pull it down. A blend of vinegar and dead moss splash you. Immediately staining your shirt. On the back of the bowl, a note that reads, Moth trap, do not touch. Whoops. Your shirt is now unpleasantly wet. You'll probably change into something clean before you leave the house. Great. Let's check the fridge. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch a note taped to the door reading Janie, stay out in all caps. Below it in separate handwriting are the words okie dokie. You open the fridge, already feeling a deep urge to wash your hands even though you've yet to touch anything else besides the handle. There's old takeout, mayonnaise, jelly, ice cream. Now she was adamant about that ice cream. Adamant. Let's look at the old takeout. Oh. Why did you do that? What were you expecting? This takeout container is disgusting beyond words. A liquefied, wholly congealed in its styrofoam shell. You can't even tell what it used to be. The substance doesn't just smell bad, it smells ancient. We're putting it back. Your body reacts before you can even register what you're doing, compelled by a deep primal disgust. You shove the container back in the fridge, pushing you into the depths of the shelves and out of your mind. Hopefully you can forget it exists and move on with your life. Let's just get the jelly. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, checking its expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief when you realize it's recent. This was either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in the kitchen Tabitha actually uses. All you need is some bread and peanut butter. Better close the fridge and keep looking. Yeah, we're getting out of here because the ice cream, I'm not even going to get in her bad side with that. We're going to check the pantry. Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese. Definitely going to take the bread. You pick up one of the non-moldy loaves of bread. Great, one step closer to a satisfying snack. Now you need some peanut butter. Let's look at that mac and cheese. I want to look at it. You pick up a box of Tabitha's mac and cheese. You can't say you've ever seen this brand before. I'm going to put it back. I can either cook it myself, put it back, or empty the box and stuff it with the dead mouse on the shelf. That feels aggressive, that last one. We're just going to put it back. Staying away from the mac and cheese was one of your cousin's hard rules, and she already seems to not like you. You put the box back where you found it, reluctant to make things worse than they already are. Let's at least get the peanut butter. The king of all nut butters, and only 3% of each jar is mashed up cockroaches. The last ingredient you need to make your PB&J. Let's get to work. You close the pantry door the best you can and turn back to the rest of the kitchen. I kind of want to check out the garden for just a second. This garden was reclaimed by the wilderness long ago. It may not be very safe, but who's stopping you from venturing deeper? You wander further into the garden. It's quiet out here. That's it. I thought I would find something. You head back inside and close the door behind you. Let's go ahead and make it. Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Congratulations, you can feed yourself. A job well done. All of that hassle, and it took you less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. I'm done here. I'm not approaching the cat again. Okay, I can settle into my room. I can investigate the forbidden wings of the estate. I can head into town. I need to change my shirt, so I don't know. Now that you've finally eaten, the aches and pains of your journey have started to sink into your bones. You stumble up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance to your room. I want to check out the painting on the wall. It must be an older relative of yours, judging by the date on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so it's not really a surprise. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlet the next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in the mood for conversation. Let's check the closet. You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of the closet. There must be decades of family history stacked in here. Of course, you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more. Its foot reads property of Alexandra. No need to carry this around with you. I'm going to put my clothes... Oh. You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. A possum lurks within. It's quiet but angry. I'm just going to go ahead and close the drawer. Yep, I'm not doing that. You close the drawer, leaving the marsupial in peace. This drawer belongs to the possum, and there's nothing you can do about it. You open the top drawer next. It's empty, a good place to put your clothes. Based on the state of the house, you'd be wondering if you're better off keeping your clothes in a nice, clean bag, but there's no going back now. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you own this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it back into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, and do whatever you needed to return it to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the bird song. Yeah, you definitely do that, just not right now. Let's get that little nap going. You immediately collapse on the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange house won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough as a small cloud of dust rises up from the mattress. These sheets may be fresh, but everything beneath them might have been around to see the dawn of the century. Dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places, and you can feel the springs pressing through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get in more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. Well, but that's enough of that. Let's see the forbidden wing. I know she's going to be hysterical, but I got to see. With Tabitha gone, there's no one stopping you from going into the forbidden wings of the estate. She's going to be gone for hours. You immediately try the nearest door, only to be impeded by locks and chains. Oh, well, then I guess we can't try that. With your cousin gone, there's nothing for you really to do here. You leave the estate and head out to explore the town. Before leaving the house, you rinse off and change into a clean shirt. You're not about to meet new people covered in vinegar and dead moths. If you had known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the slate clean between the two of you and bury some of the tension. Though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. It's really pretty out here. Finally, you made it back to town. The holler, as the guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feel of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. Gretchen, come back. Quit bothering strangers. Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. I could pet the dog. She's so cute. Tell me about this wonderful creature. I don't do well with dogs. Is that supposed to be a dog? Introduce yourself or be quiet. Let's try to pet her. You reach out and scratch Gretchen behind the ears. Her fur is soft and warm. She wheezes excitedly, digging her little nose into your palm and licking your hand. Aw, I'm so glad you two are getting along. Isn't she the cutest? With how energetic she gets, you'd never know she's 17. Wow. That's amazing. She's 17, too old for a pug. That's amazing. It sure is. I'm hoping she beats the current record holder and makes it to 19. Or better yet, 20. The more time we get together, the better. Isn't that right, Gretchen? But what am I doing? I got so caught up in the excitement of meeting someone new that I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up here in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? Oh, great. It's like, yeah, I can introduce myself. Yep, maybe, no, none of your business. Remain silent. We're gonna go on and do it. Hi, I'm Bree. You must be Tabby's cousin, right? That's the only person I could think of who would come to town for the funeral. How's she holding up? To be honest, I've been a little worried about her all alone up in the big house. Yeah, it is weird she called her Tabby. So it's like, I'm sorry, did you say Tabby? Why do you want to know? She's conflicted with herself. Whoever I met today is not the real Tabitha. She seems okay. I'm worried about her. She's always so... I don't know how she's doing. Why do you care? I'm sorry, did you say Tabby? I can't imagine Tabitha ever going by something so bubbly. She did back when I knew her better. It's been a while. I hope she's okay. Is she always so, rough around the edges? Yep, that's Tabby for you. I wouldn't take it personally. I'm not sure what to say about her state of mind, that she's still her same old grumpy self. It's probably good for her now that you're staying there, even though she'd probably never admit it. How long have you known her? Are you two friends? She's not really worth your time. Remain silent. How long have you known her? Quite a long time. The town's really small, so everyone's known everyone else as far back as they can remember. Tabby and I got a little close when we were both in the school's production of A Midnight Summer's Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated and that was that. Well, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for coffee, and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. Well, let's go. Better than that little nasty PB&J we just had. I want to know what these prices are. $2 for a coffee? That's crazy. You can't even get that anywhere. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. Hi everyone, I'm Bree, just in town for the funeral. Right, because these people seem to have a lot of free time and gossipy. Before anyone can respond, you and Stella casually slide into the booth, pretending the whole world didn't just gawk at you like a sideshow attraction. Looks like your entrance was a little more dramatic than you were expecting, huh? Folks around here don't meet many strangers as is, and with who you're related to, well, let's just say you'll be the talk of the town for a while. Hey Stella, I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee. They gracefully placed a cup of specially brewed coffee in front of Stella. Aw, shucks. Thanks, Avery. And here's some bacon for the little lady. Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Tip, you can hit H on your keyboard to hide the text box at any time. Oh, no, I think I need it, though. Anything for you? Isn't bacon bad for dogs? No thanks, I ate pretty recently. Stella says she's buying, so I'll have one of everything, please and thank you. How much is coffee? Order biscuit. Order coffee and biscuit. Isn't bacon pretty bad for dogs? Gretchen's like one of those 110-year-old ladies who had a glass of wine her whole life. So I stopped now. Maybe it's been the secret to her longevity. Anyways, don't worry. I always keep an eye on her diet. And we make sure to only give her the leaner cuts. I gotta go in a sec. Want anything while I'm here? Let me get a biscuit and a coffee. Can I have a biscuit and coffee, please? I heard they're really good. Best in the country. Avery pours a fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously. And I'm sorry for your loss. Before you get a chance to respond, they're gone. Glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. Anyways, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyways. And I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral too, so there'll be a special occasion. Okay, so I can ask about the reading adventure. Is the potluck like a church thing? Cool. None of that really strikes my fancy. I'm sorry, did you say the library has a reading adventure? Yeah, Oscar's all about keeping things on theme, so this month is a bunch of ghost stories. I think he's calling us spooky bookies. You know how a ghost would say it. Oh my god, that's perfect. Oh, neat. Never mind, I'm not excited anymore. Sounds like it's for babies. Oh my god, that's perfect. Cool, we should check it out this week. But that's really just an afternoon. Any idea what you want to do for the rest of the week? I kind of assumed I'd be spending my time trying to help Tabitha, but with how quickly she ran off today, I'm not sure that's enough for a full schedule. That's really sweet of you, but you're right. That definitely leaves you with plenty of time to kill. Have you thought about exploring the local trails? I'm usually out there a few nights a week for my job, and I'd be happy to show you around. Before Stella can finish, Avery returns, biscuit in tow. Here's your biscuit. Winnie says it's on the house. She sends her condolences. I like that chow down. Thanks, Avery. It looks great. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You don't even need to taste it to know that it's good. Divinity given buttery form. You take a bite. It melts in your mouth as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. Whoa, this is a really good biscuit. Wow. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Ha ha. Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're not going around tooting your own horn, you know I'm going to do it for you. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. How funny. It's like, what kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. You should really check out her channel, Brie. It's amazing. I think the best video to start with would be the river one. Not the lake, but you know, the controversial one. Oh yeah, the Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of that footage at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known for a single sighting. 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River. And that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in the river. The size and shape of the creature's body tells you it's likely a predator and definitely not a wolf. You seem to recall that mountain lions used to live up here. Who's to say if there aren't a few left? Some folks say it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it would be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also have people saying it's a dog, or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the only one who saw the thing with my own 2 eyes. I don't want to burst her bubble by making suggestions on what it could be. I don't know how to answer her. I don't want to be like a smartass, but it's just a mountain lion. But that's the only answer that makes sense. Maybe it's a mountain lion. Definitely got that predator shape and size, and there used to be a population in North Carolina. No way. It's absolutely not a mountain lion. There are no mountain lions left this far east. I did a whole video on the Appalachian mountain lion myth and found jack squat. And there's no reason one would be swimming in the river like this. They're not a fan of water. And the body is too long. No way. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Sure, it's not like any local sanctuaries were missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Kind of like a sewer gator type situation. Ha, exactly. Some exotic pet owners set it free, and now it will continue roaming the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTuber commentators for years to come. Speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along. It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I was going to go after the... Wait, no spoilers. Whoops, sorry Avery. It's okay. I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. See y'all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape. I don't want to be spook smart again. She didn't like my last answer. What's Skunk Ape? What's a skunk ape? It's like Bigfoot but smellier. Most skunk ape sightings are from Florida, but while I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one on her deck, playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against a darkening sky, that sort of thing. Oh, so many options. That depends. Will Gretchen be there? Of course. It's actually been a while since I had anyone but Gretchen out there with me. Say no more. I'm in. Poor Gretchen looks so sad. This is going to be a lot of fun. I started my channel with a couple of buddies of mine back in middle school, so it's kind of like a blast from the past. Me and Kanika and Reese Running around the woods, flipping over rocks, and bothering salamanders, our videos were terrible. But we had a lot of fun, and that's all that mattered to us. You know, that gets me thinking. I wonder if they'd be down to come along with us, get the old gang back together. Though I guess Kanika has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we could get him to come out of his hidey hole if he's up for it. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Stella pulls out her phone and dials it, waiting while it rings. Reese, dude, what's up? I feel like it's been forever. Aw, man, I'm sorry to hear about that. Do you want me to come by, or... Okay, if you're really sure. But if you change your mind... Oh, I was just calling to ask if you wanted to come out to the woods tonight. I met someone cool in town today. She's Tabitha's cousin. I know. Yeah, just here for the week. Anyways, we're going out to look for skunk ape. We could take the easier trails if that would help. Dang, man, that sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week and we can have a more low-key hang. How's that? Yeah, I'll bring her. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Looks like it's just me and you, pal. Did he ask you to bring... Right, do we know him? Did he ask you to bring me to his house? Why? He's excited to meet you, of course. I think you'll find most folks in town are. Is he okay? He's not feeling well, that's all. He had a lot going on in the past. Gosh, 10 years or so. But it feels like it's gotten a lot worse recently. I can't remember last time I saw him leave his house. Oh well, it's not my place to talk about, really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him along again. He's hilarious. You'd love him. We should swing by his place sometime this week. That'd be nice. I'd love to meet your friends. Aw, awesome. I'll make it happen. He's definitely the trickier one to meet. Kanika is much easier to track down since she's basically at the general store every day. But friendship can wait. We got skunk ape to hunt. So we probably should head out if we want to make it up the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. Very retro. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. I can leave a tip. I can leave a generous tip. I can't afford to leave a tip. Don't leave a tip. You need to spend any money. I'm going to leave a tip. It doesn't have to be generous. The prices here are pretty cheap. You reach in your pocket and pull out a crumpled dollar bill and a quarter. As long as you don't get sick of peanut butter and jelly, your meals will be free while you're here. Share the wealth while you've got it, you think to yourself. You leave the money on the table and follow Stella out of the diner. It's a big town. It hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. You're in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. You feel... Oh, tons of options. I can feel a sense of foreboding, more alive than I've been in years, strangely calm, tense, unsettled, or nothing. I feel more alive. You feel alive. The fall breeze passing through the leaves, the orange hue of the setting sun painting the horizon, the promise of excitement ahead. It's been a while since you felt in the moment, this present. The world around you feels almost magical. Were a mythical creature to actually manifest in front of you, it would fit perfectly in this world. You gotta love this brisk fall weather. This past summer was the hottest on record, since last year at least. You know how it is these days. Each summer is the hottest yet until the next summer, which always finds a way to be much worse. It's just nice to feel a chill in the air and see the leaves change like normalcy is restored, if only for a moment. Sorry if it was a bit of a bummer. We should talk about something more fun, like skunk apes. What's the weirdest thing you've seen out here, other than anything cryptic light, of course? Oh gosh, that's a good one. Let me think. Well, there's always the deer I see stealing baby birds out of the nest and eating them. That's pretty messed up. But I think most people know about that these days. I've seen tons of videos on other deer doing stuff. So I'm not sure if it counts as weird anymore. Oh, Tetanus Lake. That's definitely the weirdest. It's 5 foot deep, 30 foot wide pile of old cans and bottles and assorted garbage with grass and trees growing on it. So you could barely tell it was there until you stepped on it. It was practically solid ground with how much had been compressed. But you could still fall through if you weren't careful, hence the name. Better be up on your shots if you want to mess around in there. It's all stuff from the 50s too, which is super neat. I salvaged a few bottles that I keep on my dresser as a little souvenir. Okay, that's cool. Has anything bad ever happened on these hikes? You know, I'm just curious. Let me think. There was that time back in early high school when Reese fell down a cliff, but he's fine. We had some folks from town rig up a pulley to get him out of the ravine, and his leg only took a couple of months to heal. All in all, not too bad. Though I guess there was also that time that I was out here alone and kinda got stuck in a cave. I was getting great footage of what I thought was a family of wampus cats, but I wasn't able to wiggle my way back out. Turns out that the wampus cats were actually skunks that very much did not appreciate me blocking the entrance to their hidey hole. And instead of running for help, Gretchen just sat there, bored to tears. Lassie, she is not. It took about an hour to get loose, which was pretty intense, but a few tomato juice baths later, I was right as rain. So it could have been a lot worse. Oh, and there was a time I accidentally stumbled onto old Duke's property and nearly got my head shot off. But that happens to everybody sooner or later. I barely count it. So yeah, these hikes aren't all that dangerous, all things considered. Do you ever hunt things that aren't cryptids? Like, you know, ghosts, demons, werewolves, that sort of thing? Yeah, for sure. I used to go after all sorts of spooky stuff. I never had much luck, though, especially when it came to ghosts. Back when I first started doing solo videos, I'd go into all sorts of old abandoned buildings, hoping I'd stumble across some sort of activity, but nothing ever happened. It was always just me and my camera and an old house getting worked up over a gust of wind or a creaky floorboard. When it's all said and done, I've just been luckier with cryptids. I want to believe in ghosts so bad, and I can't rule out the possibility that there really are true hauntings out there, but if there are, I sure as heck haven't seen any myself. Werewolves I kinda lumped in with cryptids. I'd be shocked if there were people out there who turned into animals, but werewolf lore lines up pretty well with the great beast genre of cryptid. As for demons, I don't know. I honestly don't even want to consider the possibility that they exist, because if they really are out there, geez, a lot of folks are doomed to an eternity of flames. So let's hope all of that's just bunk. Am I right? What about aliens? Don't even get me started. Did you see those UFO videos the government declassified? Aliens are definitely real, and they have absolutely visited Earth. Like, I believe in aliens way more than I believe in cryptids. You don't even see me hunting aliens out here because we know they're real. We're not alone out here, but everything is cut from the same cloth. Whoa, you've got to meet my friend Kanika's mom. You two would get along. Are you really expecting to find anything out here? What are the chances we actually run into a skunk ape in just one night of filming? That's fair. We are hunting a creature that stayed hidden from humans long enough to gain a mythic reputation. What are the odds of something like that popping out to star on my little YouTube channel? But hey, the chances are never zero, right? Did you hear that? Oh, that must be him. Oh, calm down, Gretchen, you old mutt. Same to you, Stella. You're always jumping at nothing, girl. Whew. Sorry for getting spooked, Duke. I thought you were some creature of darkness. Nah, girlie. Just old Duke. Now, what the hell are you looking for out here? Skunk ape. Sorry I asked. And who's this you suckered into coming with you? Wait a tick. Aren't you... Is that... Yep. I see. Well, welcome to the holler. My condolences. I'll keep you in my prayers. Now, both of y'all head back to town, you hear? You best steer well clear of this area tonight. I'm out dealing with my own critter and won't be too appreciative of a couple of fools with a camera scare away the more sensitive wildlife. What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy? Something musky? You see anything like that recently? Wouldn't you like to know? You could never stay in your business, Stella Richmond. Put that damned camera down. Aw, come on, Duke. Maybe I can help out. I'm pretty good at tracking. You know I've learned from the best. That you did, but I have yet to see a shred of proof that you listened to any of it. The way you tromp around the woods at night yelling about chuckabungas or whatever you have. Something's been getting at my chickens. I lost 3 this week and I can't afford to lose many more than that. I'm so sorry to hear that. But I wonder if Skunk Ape has a taste for chicken. Now see, this is why I didn't come to you about these things. It ain't no Skunk Ape, whatever the hell that is. I know exactly what this is, but you won't believe me if I tell you. Oh, Duke, you don't think it's... I do, actually. I think it's those damned mountain lions. They're out there, Stella. I don't care what your little investigation turned up. You haven't been out in these woods as long as I have. Those sons of bitches are sneaky. Of course you wouldn't find any in one night of tracking. And I know for a fact that's what's getting at my chickens. It couldn't be anything else. I'm telling you, man, mountain lions are extinct in these parts. There hasn't been an actual sighting since the 1990s. And even those were iffy. I can't believe you go out there on your YouTubes saying some river monster spotted by a couple school-age Boy Scouts has been 100% confirmed, yet Appalachian cougars are some kind of far-fetched fantasy made up by old geezers like me. You made me look like a fool. I read the comments people were posting on your video. They were calling me all kinds of names just for seeing things with my own eyes that I know to be true. I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anyone on you. I just don't think it's plausible. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of the woods at dawn. And if you two don't want a face full of buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of the woods tonight. As Duke's words left his mouth, a sinking feeling starts to pull at your stomach, and you glimpse brief flashes of something terrible to come. Whatever it is, the 4 of you are bound to meet it, and it will change you forever. I don't know if I want to butt in. They seem to have their own history. You stand awkwardly by as the two continue to argue. Duke, you're just wasting your time. Give us one night out there to see what we can find, and I'm sure we can get to the bottom of this. Yeah, right. You'll give some shaky footage of a raccoon and claim it's a to their unknown creature that has heat ray vision or some sort of nonsense. I know what I'm looking for, and there's no way I'm backing down. But I gotta film tonight. This video needs to be out by tomorrow evening so I can keep on schedule. If I miss an update, I might lose my sponsor, and who knows what that'll mean for my career. You ain't the only one on a schedule. As you well know, my boy Bo and me are headed down to the state fair to show off Big Betty. We'll be gone near a whole week, so our chicken coop might as well have a big all-you-can-eat sign on it. You know how I feel about my chickens. I couldn't take it if I lost any more of my poor little ladies. Let's just go, Stella. He's not gonna budge. You're right. No point in losing any more time arguing. Fine, we'll head back to town. Break a leg out there, Duke. Break a what now? I mean, good luck, old man. Alright, have a nice night, y'all. He said that quick. He said, get on back to town. As you and Stella return to the trail, she carefully looks back the way you came. Okay, the coast is clear. There's no way we're letting Duke edge us out that easy. Come on, I know a trail to get us around him. Oh, see, that's how you get shot. Because he's going to think we went back to town. Because we said we were going back to town. And then he's going to shoot us by mistake. Because he's not going to know that we didn't go back to town. I don't know, girl. So we're not actually going back to town? What about Duke? I don't know how comfortable I feel chopping through the woods, knowing there's someone with a shotgun out there ready to blow my head off. Aw, you don't have to worry about old Duke. I've been out tracking with him before. That man sounds like a truck crashing through the trees when he walks. Even if we do cross paths, we'll hear him long before he catches wind of us. Oh, fine. There's no shaking you, is there? You'll just follow me until I finally relent and go monster hunting with you. I promise it'll be fun and safe. The trail's just up this way. Let's go. Alright. This looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? She hands you the camera and takes position. As night falls, my new assistant, the mysterious Bree, and I find ourselves on a high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we'll begin our hunt for the elusive yet pungent skunk ape. Though mostly encountered in Florida, this possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all along the southeastern edge of the United States, including right in this very county. Here's hoping we'll get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, stay searching, Stellars. I can take that camera off your hands for now. We'll be able to start the tracking scenes once the sun sets all the way. In the meantime, we'll get to take in all of this gorgeous scenery. Duke may be gone, but the feeling in your gut still lingers. Something terrible awaits you. Something unavoidable. Though what exactly is wrong in these woods still eludes you. It's like there's something wrong here. I'm loving the biodiversity up here. It's breathtaking. Look quietly in Estella's eye. I don't know about all that. It's breathtaking and the air is so clean and fresh. I feel like I'm breathing for the first time. It is. I'm glad you came out here. Gretchen has no appreciation for beautiful mountain vistas, and it gets old saying wow into the empty expanse every time I come out here. It's nice to have someone to say wow with. Your quiet moment with Stella is broken by a loud, percussive snort. Was that a deer? Whoa, was that a deer? I've seen videos of them making a spooky little warning snort, but I've never heard it in person. Sure was. Let's check it out. As you and Stella hear the footfalls of animals retreating into the woods, she reaches for her flashlight. Oh, that doesn't look right. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of light while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. And then it's gone. It doesn't look right, though. Jeez, Gretchen, calm down. You're going to hurt yourself. She cannot handle deer. When she gets like this, I usually have to pick her up and hold her. She has a bad habit of slipping her harness when she wants to go after something. You're too much of a potato. And they don't make harnesses to fit potatoes, do they? Was that some sort of cyst or something? There was something wrong with that deer. Why did you bring her with you? Well, that got my heart rate up. I'm ready for the hunt. It's never too late to turn back. There was something wrong with that deer. Did you see its face? Now that you mention it, there was something a little off. I bet it was an abscess. Maybe a tumor? It's not like wild animals can get those taken care of, so it just gets bigger and bigger. Poor thing. But there's not much we can do about it. Why do you bring Gretchen out here with you? She doesn't seem like the safest choice for a hiking companion. I actually find her to be quite the opposite. Sure, she wants to chase stuff, but I usually let her when I'm not on one of my cryptid hunts, so I can't hold that against her. I'm just happy she's still so feisty, even at her age. Pugs aren't exactly known for their good health, but here she is, running around in the woods at 17. And I feel like the fresh mountain air and exercise has helped a lot in that regard. You defy the laws of nature, don't you, Gretch? It's never too late to turn back. I actually don't think I'm cut out for this sort of thing. That deer genuinely spooked me. I don't know if you want me weighing you down. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're just not accustomed to the sounds of the forest yet. When you go on your first few night hikes, everything sounds like some horrible monster just waiting for an opportunity to shred you to bits, but eventually you realize it's mostly deer and raccoon, which probably won't go after you. Here, let's take a quick snack break before we get into the night's activities. Maybe some food will help you settle your nerves. As you settle to rest, Stella opens a bag of assorted snacks. So she has trail mix with extra M&Ms, a snack bar, dried apricots, sesame stick. No, I'm not hungry. I grabbed the trail mix. Classic choice. It never fails to satisfy. I like to mix my own to make sure it has the best stuff, and I use dried cherries instead of raisins. Maybe it's a bit of a controversial pick, but even as someone who's passionate about dried fruit, I simply cannot abide raisins. Yes, somebody who gets it. Nah, raisins for life. Can't say I have a horse in this race, so it's all good. Can't say I have a horse in this race, it's all bad. Can't say I have a horse in this race, it's all food. I'm going to say I can't say I have a horse in this race, it's all food. It will nourish my body in the coming hours. That's fair, I suppose. Food is food. But dried cherries are the best, and that's just a fact. I wonder if that's going to be important later. Because they made a big point about these berries versus raisins. You and Stella settle down and overlook, snacks in hand, as the quiet sounds of evening wildlife wash over you. Gretchen nods at the stick, distracted for the time being. So, tell me what it's like in Atlanta. Do you have a house, an apartment? Do you live with roommates, family, pets? Tell me what it's like to be Bree. Oh, we have a lot. I live in a dingy studio apartment. I live in a house with 10 roommates. I live in a doorless basement that floods whenever it rains. I live in an apartment with a difficult roommate. I live in a 12 by 12 shed in someone's yard. I live in an internet cafe. I'd rather not say. I live alone in a dingy studio apartment. And I love it. It's a mixed bag, and I hate it. Or leave it at that. I'm just going to leave it. That doesn't sound too great. Have you tried looking for a different place or maybe finding a roommate? I've had enough bad roommates for a lifetime, I think. I know it's possible to have a good roommate. I know people who are great friends with theirs, but it's never worked out like that for me. The loneliness is at least better than that. Yeah, that's fair. I've never really had roommates, so I have no idea what it's like sharing a place as an adult. I can see that being difficult. So what do you do for a living? Oh God, they give me a lot of options. I build ads for a company no one's heard of, Etsy, law firm, streamer, student, teacher, service industry, prefer not to say. That's not a big option. I guess I could say service industry. I work in food service. I'm on my feet all day getting yelled at for things beyond my control, and I mostly get paid in tips. I really like it. It's okay. I'm skipping meals to save money. I hate it. I've been trying to cut down on spending so I can save and move on to something else, but sometimes it feels like it's never enough. I even cut breakfast. I only eat lunch and dinner. Maybe if I could cut it down to just dinner if I try hard enough. Oh no, that's awful. You have to eat. You can't just stop eating to save money. While you're here, I'm going to give you so much food. I'm going to send you home with a duffel bag full of snacks, and you're not going to stop eating lunch, okay? A crisp breeze passes over you. What about you? What about your living situation? Gretchen and I live in a little house just outside town. It's actually the house I grew up in, so it has a lot of pleasant memories attached to it, and I'm glad I could keep it in the family. My great-great-grandfather built that house, and he must have done a great job because it's just as sturdy as it's ever been. Do you live alone there? Yeah, the place used to belong to my parents, but they're not around anymore, and the holler's a small enough place that other folks don't need roommates. Oh, geez, I'm so sorry. Oh, it's okay. You didn't know. And I'm done my morning. You don't have to watch your tongue around me or anything. Life goes on. I guess we're both members of the Dead Moms Club, huh? Yeah, I guess we are. How are you holding up? I'm okay. Hanging in there. It was a really long time coming, so it wasn't a surprise. I'm kind of come to terms with it by the time it actually happened. And not all bad. She doesn't have to be in pain anymore. That's a relief. The hospital bills are another story, though. Yeesh. I couldn't imagine how bad that must be. It's just salt in the wound at that point. Oh. That sound wasn't meant for human ears. Whatever lurks behind the tree line is something best left unseen. But the events of this evening were already set in motion long before you stepped into Scarlet Hollow. There's no turning back now. Stella immediately packs her bag and slings it over her shoulder. I can say there's something terrible out there, Stella. Please tell me that was a raccoon or something. Or something. Yeah, whatever made that sound, I've never heard anything like that. And it's close. Here, hold Gretchen's leash for me and let's check this out. You and Stella inch towards the tree line as she flashes her flashlight into the woods. As you approach, a series of weak clucks call out from a nearby bush. Maybe Duke's birds weren't eaten after all? That bird didn't look right. What the hell was that? Hold on, I gotta play that back. Holy shit. I'm guessing that it must be maybe 2-3 feet tall. Doesn't look hairy either, so I think we can rule out skunk ape. But whatever it is, it has one of Duke's chickens. It looks like it's headed north. Let's go after it. I don't know. Are we about to discover a new animal right behind you? I was on board with the whole thing, but now we found something. Yeah, I was on board with this whole cryptic hunting thing back when I thought it was just a spooky jaunt in the woods. I didn't think we'd actually, find something. Now's not the time to hesitate. If we're gonna catch this thing, we gotta go now. Stella sprints into the woods in pursuit, leaving you no choice but to run after her, Gretchen excitedly pulling you along by her leash. Of course she falls, because that's just every horror movie ever. Oof. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm alright. I tripped on something weird. Oh no! That poor thing, it must have been one of Duke's. Oh, Jesus, it's still alive. Jesus, Stella, don't go near that. That thing is diseased. Don't worry, I'm not gonna touch it. Not with my hands, anyways. And hey, I'm sorry that this is turning out to be so grisly. I swear, it's normally not like this. We can go home after I film this if that's what you want. I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to commit to going home, but I'm also concerned. What is that? That doesn't look right. You say nothing as Stella starts a closer examination of the bird. It seems we found one of Duke's chickens, folks, and she's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but she definitely seems to have some sort of growth under her skin. Could it be a tumor? Could it be something else? Either way, I don't think there's much that can be done for her at this point. Jeez, I'm gonna have to put up some massive content warnings for this video. Hey, do you hear that? What in the Sam Hill are you two doing out here? Didn't I tell you to... Birdie? Oh, Birdie, what's wrong, darling? Good God. Did y'all see what did this to her? At least Duke didn't shoot us. I'm glad that, that worked out for us, because I thought he was going to be our biggest issue. We caught a glimpse of something earlier, and when we went to chase after it, it brought us here. Whatever did this to her, I think we can hear them in the trees. Put that camera away, for God's sake, girl. I don't want to be another one of your videos. No one needs to see me like this. No one needs to see Birdie like this. You wouldn't put her online, would you? Not when she's like this, all swollen and hurting. Duke, did you hear me? I think they're coming closer. Come out, you sons of bitches. Duke, don't shoot them. We have no idea what'll happen. You hear that, Stella? That ain't the sound of something peace-like. Whatever these things are, they'll pay for what they did to my girls. Come on out. Whatever your name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. Quick, they're closing in on us. Yeah, I need the flashlight. I'm sorry, Gretchen. Fuck the dog. I need to know what we're working with. Because no one's explaining what we're up against right now. You dive for the flashlight and swing your body towards the woods. I said aim that thing. Quick. Yeah, light up them woods. Perfect. Just grazed it, but that should make it easy enough to track, eh, Stella? Yeah, blood trail's pretty hard to miss. Guess we know it wasn't mountain lions after all. Though it didn't look like any cryptid I've ever heard of either. This is going to be one hell of a video. As your heartbeat settles, you realize Gretchen stopped tugging at her leash. You look down only to see an empty harness and the paw prints of a runaway dog. Wait, where is Gretchen? Where is my dog? She must have slipped out of her harness. I'm so sorry, Stella. I tried to hold on to her. Gretchen, I'm coming for you. I'll be damned if I let her chase after those things alone. Alone, you have no choice but to follow Duke and Stella into the darkness. You steel your nerves and run into the unknown. There's more of those things again. As you push deeper into the woods, the unearthly sounds once again surround you. What is this? Are you trying to get us lost? Slow down. I think we're almost there. The trees are starting to thin out. Lord, that smell. The shrieks pull back into steady whispers as you, Stella, and Duke stumble upon the putrid dozens of dead bodies and dying animals. At the edge of it all, an immobilized Gretchen gurgles in pain as one of the creatures looms over her. A sinking realization pulls at your gut. This is their nest and you're surrounded. Gretchen! As Stella steps towards the nest, Duke pulls her back. They want us to leave, Stella. Yeah, holy shit, what do we do? They got her, there's nothing we can do. They got her, we gotta put her out of our misery. This isn't over, we can still save her. We need to leave. We need to leave! Damn, the kid is right, Stella. They're circling us because they're protecting their brood. Or whatever they've been planting in our animals. We have to get the hell out of here while we still can. You're right. There's nothing we can do right now, but Jesus Christ, I can't leave Gretchen like this. Duke, give me your gun. You're not thinking about, she's my dog, Duke. We can't save her, but I'll be damned if we leave her behind to suffer like the rest of these animals. I know she's your dog, Stella, but you don't have to do this yourself. Let Duke take the shot. Okay, thank you. I'll make it count. Duke raises his gun and takes careful aim. Oh, it brought more of them out, though. It's done. Now let's move. As soon as the gun fires, you, Stella, and Duke sprint back through the woods, the unearthly hollers and whispers of the nest nipping at your heels. In the highest branches of the tree and down the forest floor, they're all around you, casually keeping pace with their all-out sprint. Quick, my truck's down this way. Oh, damn, these things are blocking us. You make it to the road, but 3 of the creatures stand between you and Duke's truck. They're protecting their nest. You gotta give them Birdie. You've stolen from them, Duke. You gotta give them back what's theirs. What are you waiting for, Duke? Shoot them. They're protecting their nest. They won't let us leave until you give them Birdie. Bree's right, Duke. Is that what you want? Is this what you want, you sons of bitches? Fine. Take her and leave us be. Duke, get in the truck and let's get the hell out of here. Duke, do we have to take the truck back? I can just walk. Those creatures left. I'll be fine. Girl, if you don't get in the truck? Stella, now is not really the time. Right. I'm not staying out here. Alright, I can do this. Yeah, get the fuck in the truck. Girl, we don't know what this is. We squeeze into Duke's tiny 2-seater truck, tucking your legs on either side of the gear shift. Stella stares ahead in silence next to you. That was terrifying. How are we supposed to get on with our lives knowing that something like that is out here, lurking? Damn straight it was terrifying. Scariest thing I've ever seen. I can't say I'll be looking forward to going back in the woods anytime soon. But life will find a way to go on. I got livestock to protect and a state fair waiting for me and my boy. Doesn't matter what kind of critters are out in the woods, there's still things that have to get done. Hey Stella, you good? She doesn't respond. You reach out and rest your palm gently on her shoulder. She jumps slightly at your touch, but remains focused on the wilderness rolling past the window. I'm gonna stay silent. You let the silence continue, staring out of the road ahead. Every now and then you spot what looks like a pale, anguished faces peeking out from between the trees before vanishing back into the underbrush. Soon the rumble of gravel beneath the tire gives way to uneven pavement, and the truck comes to a stop in front of a small cottage. Thanks for taking me home, Duke. Anytime. But Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, what were those things? I have no idea. I've never heard of anything like them, but I got a ton of footage. Nothing really clear, but it's a start. I better go check with Bo. He'll be worrying about me. You and your friends stay safe. Looks like those things didn't follow us, but... Well, no point in talking about the buds. Just look out for yourselves. Can you take me home? Right, I don't live with her. Can you take me home? Hell no. I'm not your private chauffeur. Stay with Stella. She's got the space. Ain't you, girl? Yep, totally. I've got a guest bedroom with the bed and everything. Sheets even. There, taken care of. Damn. This has just been a doozy. It's been a nightmare, actually. And here you are, back in town, away from the woods, with no one but Stella in sight. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. Now that you're back in town, you must have finally gotten reception again. 6 missed calls from Tabitha. And 13 text messages. You try to call Tabitha back and it goes straight to voicemail. You text Tabitha back and let her know you're okay. Your message sits unread. Tabitha seems worried. It's pretty late, isn't it? God, what a mess this night's been. I hope you don't mind me asking, but why on earth did you ask Duke if you could walk back? I just don't like cars, is all. They're rolling death machines, if you ask me. Sorry if I weirded you out. We should call the cops, right? You're not from around here, but that would just be wasting time. The cops out here mean well, but they don't really do anything, you know? If anything, they just get mad at you for bothering them. I'm so sorry about Gretchen. There's nothing we could have done. I just have to accept what happened and move on. She was 17 after all. It's not like we have many years left. But why did it have to happen like that? It's not your fault. It's okay, Bree. You don't have to try to make me feel better. What happened, happened. It's done. Neither of us need to go back and relive that moment. What happens now? We got to find out more about those things. The library doesn't open for a while, so any real research will have to wait until the morning. That being said, there is someone in town who might have some useful information. My mom's friend. Her place isn't far. We should head over now before it gets any later. I should probably check in on Tabitha. My friend's place is on the way back, and stopping by shouldn't take long. You sure you don't want to stop in first? I know I wouldn't want to head up that mountain road by myself after everything has happened tonight. You sign resignation. Ha! It'll be worth it. Let's go. She's very pushy. Like, she should be terrified. I don't know why she doesn't want to just get in the house and go to bed. I hope she's still awake. Bree! Jesus. I don't like that. You and Stella turned to see a shadowy figure staring at you from across the road. You didn't hear it approach. Welcome home. You're finally back to where you belong. Before you respond, the door behind you swings open. An older woman stands in the entryway. Go home, Wayne. I can't help you tonight. You look back and the figure is already gone, disappeared into the shadows of the night. I'm sorry about that, Stella. Some people just can't be helped. What brings you out here so late? And who is this? Hi, Mrs. Forsyth. This is Bree. Is it okay if we come in? You and Mrs. Forsyth briefly lock eyes. She's impenetrable, and you feel small and almost naked in her presence. There's something about her that's far beyond you, but you feel no threat, no malice. And then the moment passes, and you only see the middle-aged woman before you. Of course, you're in luck. I just put on water for hibiscus tea. And for goodness sake, you can call me Sybil. You're an adult now, after all. Her house looks cozy. She got a black man as a husband. See little mixed kids? She must be into herbalism, horticulture or something. Teas, life, that's cute. Welcome to my little nook. It's nice to finally meet you, Bree. I'm sorry to hear about your mother. Vivian was such a lovely soul, and she's been sorely missed in the holler. And now poor Pearl Ann is gone as well. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town. You knew my mom? Of course, dear. She was a good friend of mine for many years. She was such a lovely woman. You should come by sometime. I can delight you with unsavory tales of her youth. Who was that outside? Just a very sick man. You don't need to be worried about him. I never met Pearl Ann. You don't have to pass on your condolences to me. I have no feelings about that woman. Ha! That's fair, child, but it seemed like the right thing to do. How did you know that my mom died? Oh, Pearl Ann was a chatty woman. Not much went on that I wouldn't get an earful of. Bless her heart. We need your help. Ah, yes, I suppose pleasantries can wait for another time. What's got you here so late? You seem troubled. You know about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable stuff? I'm not so sure I follow, dear. I know which oils to use for which aches. I know a bit about classical spiritualism. Just what sort of unexplainable things are you talking about? We ran into some creatures out in the woods. These things? I don't even know how to describe them. I can't say I know much about local wildlife. My daughter has always had a brighter gift for nature than I. This wasn't the local wildlife, Mrs. Forsyth. Here, I can show you. Stella pulls out her camera and tilts the screen towards Sybil. Ah, one of your little videos. Where was this? Up the mountain near the north side. Within the town limits? Yes. I see. Is there a way to make the video bigger and louder, if you can? I need to plug the memory card into a computer. I can go back and get mine. No need. Kanika should still be awake. She can lend us hers. You better come with Stella. I'm sure she'll be more than willing to help her friend more than her nosy mother. Kanika, come on out. We could use a little help. What, Mom? Oh, it's Stella. Hey, Stella. And a stranger. What are you doing in my house? Hi, I'm Bree. Tabitha's cousin? Yep. Sweetie, we were wondering if we could borrow your laptop. Stella and her friend have a video to show us. It's really important, Kanika. Okay. My room's a mess. I'll just bring it out there. Heads up, Kanika. This is graphic. There's a lot of dead and sick animals on the recording. You know I have a harder stomach than most of our friends. I'm pressing play. Silence washes over the room as the video plays. Stella? What the hell is this? Did you film it? Was that Gretchen at the end there? Stella, where's Gretchen? She didn't make it. Duke took care of her, Kanika. Those things, they put something in her, and I wasn't gonna let her suffer. Stella, I'm so sorry. It's okay. I'm fine. I just want to know what did this to her. Unfortunately, if these creatures are what I think they are, what happened to Gretchen is the start of something far more sinister. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they're a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. Mom, come on, this is serious. Stop scaring Stella and Bree with this tally-po crap. She just lost her dog. Have some respect. Kanika, sweetie, let your mother talk. These creatures themselves are harmless to people, despite that grisly scene in the woods. But just as birds flock before a storm, the ditchlings conjugate where tragedy is soon to fall. To see one is to be cursed by fate. To see so many in one place is... Sybil holds her silence. Jesus, Mom, they've had a rough night. They don't need this. It's okay, Kanika, this is helpful. Stella, whatever these things are, they're not magic. We can't rule that out. Not after what we saw. But fine, let's focus on what we know. Whatever they are, they're doing something to these animals. You saw that nest. What were those growths? It must be part of their life cycle. Like when a wasp lays eggs in a caterpillar, a parasitic larval stage. If these ditchlings conjugate around doomed people and places, maybe it's just like the negative energy is part of that life cycle too. Like negativity feeds the embryos as well as the flesh. Well, that's one theory. But I don't want to jump to any conclusions about something this out there. Not without doing some research or talking to a biologist. I'm sure there's a rational explanation that will clear all of this up. Oh dear, I've completely forgotten about the tea I put on. Let me fix up a couple of cups. This will soothe your nerves. I don't know, it's getting late and I should let Bree get some rest. I ran her ragged today with all the hiking and running through the woods in terror. I can stay up. This is important. Okay, maybe it's just I'm eager to get home and start doing some research. I'll ask around on my usual forums to see if anyone has any information on ditchlings. Is that what you called them? That's right. You go home now and do try to get some rest. Don't stay up all night on the online. Let me get you some of my house-made peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? And call me if you need anything. Thanks, Kanika. I'll see you. Bye, Bree. It's excellent iced or warmed. Though with the nights getting chillier, warm will probably be best. Helps wake up the bones. Be careful out there, both of you. Sybil turns and closes the door behind her. Alrighty, let's get back home. My home, I mean. I guess I'm spending the night with Stella. I'm not going up the woods by myself. And here we are. You're welcome to stay the night if you want. Yeah, thanks for the offer. I'm terrified of being alone tonight. Yeah, no kidding. I can't say I was looking forward to it. It doesn't take long for Stella to fix up the guest room for you. Well, it's certainly smaller than its counterpart at the estate. It's better cared for. Yeah, this room's not run down, thank God. Make yourself at home. Who is that guy outside of Sybil's? I feel like I could barely breathe until he left. Wayne? I haven't really gotten to know the guy. I think he works in the mine. It might be worth looking into him. Are you going to be okay after what happened with it? I'll be fine, Bree. But I don't want to talk about it right now. You know, you didn't have to do all of this, right? You don't have to worry about that. I'm glad the guest room is finally getting some use. What do you make of all this? Gosh, I don't even know where to begin. Those creatures are out there, and they're doing something horrible to the wildlife. I just know that some of the things Sybil said were a little wild, but if she is right, and they are an omen, maybe we can change things and stop whatever's brought them here before it happens. We all have to see what tomorrow's research turns up. I should probably try calling Tabitha. Right, she'll probably like to know you're not dead. Get some rest, Bree. I'll see you in the morning. You pull out your phone and call your cousin. It rings for a moment before she picks up. Where the hell have you been? I texted you back as soon as I have reception. Did you? I didn't notice. Sorry, I met this girl in town and we wound up hitting it off. We went out on this night hike to find cryptids, and oh, so you met Stella. Ugh, that explains everything, and she's gotten you all worked up. I'm going to bed. I'll collect you tomorrow. From the comforts of Stella's guest bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase those monsters and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a relaxing week in a mountain with a new friend. It's a nice thought, but deep down, you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. From behind closed doors, you can faintly hear the sound of quiet sobs. I know she misses Gretchen. She doesn't want to talk about it, and we had no choice. We could have dove for Gretchen or we could have dove for the flashlight. But I need to know what we were working up against. You know, that only makes sense. And she doesn't seem to blame us for Gretchen getting killed, so that's good. At least there's no anger there. Just general sadness. And then Tabitha's terrible. I like how she just hangs up on me. I didn't want to explain what I saw over the phone. I guess I could have been more descriptive. But she also left me all day to go work in the mine and wouldn't let me go with her. So she didn't seem too worried about what I was doing. So now she's mad because she didn't hear from me. So far, I like this first episode. It's really interesting. It sets up a great, plot line that, it's a creepy town with creepy animals or whatever those are. And some sort of family grudge within the Scarlet family. Because our cousin still hasn't really dove into a lot of detail yet about what that is. But it's very concerning that there's some sort of creatures eating animals and implanting them with tumors or something. But only at night. So you're good during the day to do your investigation. It seems like it's around Halloween time that this is happening. Because I mentioned to Ghost and that reading adventure. So very good storytelling. It tells you what you need to know without... It shows you what you need to know without telling you. That's the hard thing about narrative games, is how much do you want the players to discover on their own, and how much information do you give the players up front to set the scene. I still want to explore more of the Scarlet House. I feel like it's weird that all these rooms are like locked up and ancient, like there's something being kept in there or something going on. It's so weird. But for our first episode, I really enjoyed this. It puts me in the mind of the original Life is Strange, The Wolf Among Us, like any of those Telltale games, but with the horror twist, which is nice. So since this is the end of episode 1, episode 2 awaits. I think I'm going to save here. I don't want to lose my progress, so we're going to save here. And then that's going to be it for this episode. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of the game so far?